Have you ever felt that tightness in your chest, that overwhelming fear when you're separated from someone you care about? Maybe it's your partner, a child, or even your best friend. The feeling that something is wrong, that something is missing, and you can't shake it off. Do you feel like you're losing yourself, like a part of you has simply disappeared? Separation anxiety isn't something that only affects children. It's a condition that also affects many adults, often silently. Whether you're in a relationship, going through changes in your life, or even just experiencing a change in your routine, separation anxiety can feel absolutely overwhelming. The truth is, it's more common than you think, and it can have a profound impact on your mental and emotional well-being. But here's the good news. You don't have to live like this. You can heal. You can regain your emotional stability and feel at peace again. In today's video, we'll explore together separation anxiety, what it is, why it happens, and most importantly, how you can start healing and regaining emotional control, even when you're separated from the people or things you love. If you resonate with what I'm saying, I encourage you to share your thoughts and feelings in the comments. Talking about what you're going through might feel difficult, but I assure you that talking is the first step toward feeling better. You might discover that there's someone else going through the same experience, and together, we can give each other strength. Separation anxiety is not just about missing someone. It's that deep, visceral feeling of fear of abandonment, fear of being alone, and often, fear of losing yourself. It may feel like you're incomplete when you're not with that person or in that situation, and this feeling can trigger immense pain. It can be physically overwhelming, leaving you with a tight chest, difficulty breathing, or even panic attacks. And while it's more common in children, adults experience it too, and it can be just as strong and devastating. But why does this happen? Understanding why you feel this way is the first step to healing. Here are some possible causes of separation anxiety. Think back to your relationships as a child. Did you feel safe? Were your emotional needs met? If the answer is no, you may have developed an anxious attachment style. People with this style often struggle to feel secure in relationships, fearing abandonment or rejection. This deep-rooted fear can trigger separation anxiety in adulthood when you're separated from someone you emotionally depend on. Have you experienced a significant emotional loss, such as the death of a loved one, a separation, or the end of an important relationship? Perhaps there was a time when you felt abandoned or unsupported. Past trauma can leave lasting emotional scars, and you may unconsciously associate separation with suffering. If your brain has learned to link separation to pain, it's natural for you to feel intense discomfort when it happens. Sometimes, separation anxiety is a sign that there are unmet emotional needs. Maybe you've relied too much on a person or a situation to feel safe or validated. When that person or thing is no longer there, you feel lost or like you're about to collapse because you haven't built enough emotional security within yourself. Big changes, whether it's moving, changing jobs, or going through a separation, can trigger feelings of uncertainty and instability. Separation anxiety can manifest when the things or people that provided you with comfort and security are no longer present. It feels like you're thrown into the unknown, and that can be terrifying. Here are some common symptoms of separation anxiety in adults. Constant worry about being separated from someone important, or about something bad happening when you're apart. Physical symptoms such as a racing heart, dizziness, headaches, or shortness of breath when a separation occurs. Emotional distress, feelings of sadness, irritability, or frustration when you have to be apart. Excessive attachment or dependence in relationships, feeling like you can't be okay without someone by your side. Avoidant behaviors, like avoiding situations that lead to separation. For example, refusing to go to work, skipping social events. If you recognize yourself in these signs, know that it's okay. You're not alone. Separation anxiety is a real condition, but it doesn't have to control your life. Let's now talk about how you can start to heal. Here's the important thing. Healing is possible, and it begins with small, manageable steps. It won't happen overnight, but with patience, self-compassion, and the right tools, you can regain control. Start by learning about your attachment style. If you've lived with an anxious attachment style, it helps to understand where it comes from. Recognizing the patterns that have been formed since childhood can give you a sense of clarity. This is not about blaming yourself. It's about understanding your emotional world so you can change it. By understanding the roots of your anxiety, you can begin to create more secure bonds with others. When separation anxiety strikes, your mind can easily fall into a vicious cycle. Thoughts like, "They're going to leave me," or "I can't live without them," can overwhelm you. Challenge these thoughts. Ask yourself, is this thought based in reality, or is it just a fear? Remember that separation doesn't mean abandonment, and you are complete as you are. Try reframing. Instead of, "I'm lost without them," try telling yourself, "I'm strong, and this is just a temporary separation." The fear of separation may seem unbearable, but gradual exposure helps desensitize your mind to the discomfort. Start with short separations, maybe just for a few hours or a night away. Little by little, you'll start to realize that nothing bad happens when you're apart. Over time, your mind will adjust to the idea that separation doesn't mean losing something fundamental. You are enough on your own. Begin building more emotional independence. Focus on your hobbies, passions, and self-care routines. The more secure you feel inside, the less you'll depend on others to feel validated. You don't need anyone else to be complete. You are already whole. If separation anxiety is too overwhelming or difficult to manage, it might be helpful to talk to a therapist. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, can be especially effective in helping you identify negative thought patterns and work through emotional triggers. Therapy offers a safe space to process your fears and develop healthy coping strategies. Healing doesn't happen overnight. You have to give yourself compassion for the journey you're on. Don't judge yourself for what you're feeling. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to a friend going through a hard time. You're human, and healing happens step by step. Now, I want to hear from you. How are you feeling as you watch this video? Have you ever experienced separation anxiety? Or maybe you're going through a tough time where you feel lost without someone by your side. Share in the comments. Talking about what you're going through might feel challenging, but I promise you, it can be the first step toward deep healing. Plus, you might find someone else who is going through something similar and no longer feel alone. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Share your thoughts and allow yourself to release some of the emotional weight you've been carrying.